Good evening. Oh my goodness. Things always they are what they are when it comes to technology. I am so glad to be here with you. Before we get started, let me introduce you to the channel. My name is Dr. Davia. Welcome to Not All the Things. This is a space where I talk to women of color and we tend to talk about work-life balance. I'm not doing so great with that, but I'm gonna get there. We talk about wellness and we talk about wine. And today is a wellness conversation. But of course, I did bring my wine. I am still on the rosé. I've decided to have this Roscato, but considering I'm having these hot flashes, I'm not sure it's a good idea. But we're gonna make it do what it do. I'm gonna pour it because it's here. So we'll have a little glass on the side. It's been great. It is, if you are in New York or if you are in the Northeast, we're finally getting some summer or the beginnings of summer. So it is hot. Um, and before I bring Kim in, I just wanted to offer some context to this conversation as I am beginning to think about not only my pivot, but starting to plan my move. I started to realize that, wow, there's a ton of communities and tribes that I'm a part of that I'm about to leave. And so that relationship is going to change. And so I wanted to talk to Kim, who's living part time in Mexico and part-time in New York, and just get her perspective on how is she doing it? How is she building community? And how is she holding on to the community that she has? So I'm going to bring my sister in. She has been patient and I'm so glad to have her. So welcome Kim in. And I'm gonna bring her in. You know, all the bells and whistles. Why not? Hello.
Hi, Dr. Davia. How are
Listen,
you this
I
evening?
I'm hot. I am hot, sis. But I'm
Oh,
good. And I'm blessed because you are here with me. So please, before we get started, just introduce yourself and tell people about you, your channel, and all that good stuff.
absolutely. But let me know if there's a delay because I'm seeing a little delay with my lips and my sound. Are you
Mhm.
good? Do you see? Is it fine with you?
You're good.
Okay, perfect. So the one thing Dr. Davia didn't say is I also spend part-time in South Carolina. So I'm between South Carolina, New York City, and Mexico. And so I don't know what time zone my computer is on right now because I've been in all three places within the past month. So hey everyone, what's up? My name is Kim, aka Kim with the Gems,
Yes.
and I currently host a channel on YouTube. Yes, I do.
Yes, she does.
And on our channel, we are all about community building and we're all about each one teaching one. I call myself Kim with the Gems because as I learn things, I share things and I want my communities that I help to build to do this. And unfortunately, we're at a time now where we're going to need more of that. And
Yes.
so,
Yes.
unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know really which one rings true, but feel free to, check out our channel. Again, we
Yes.
talk all things wellness, travel, and money. And it's all
Yes.
from a cultural point of view. So, I'm so
Yes.
happy to be here with you, Dr. Davia. I love saying that.
You are a mess. You are a mess. Listen, you have the British pronunciation of my name, the Davia. I'm gonna need you to put the Bronx in that.
Oh, that's right,
Davia. Think
Davia.
David.
That's
Think
right.
David. I love that.
Because I think I told you I do know someone,
Yes.
but they go by the British pronunciation.
Yes. Yes.
You are the New
The New
York
York.
pronunciation. So let me get back to my normal self. Hey, Dr. Davia.
There you go.
So good to see you.
Oh,
And
it's
thank
so
you for
good.
having me on your channel. I appreciate it.
Listen, thank you for saying yes. Thank you for coming. I was fortunate enough to be on your channel and we talked about
Yes.
just audacious moves. And I have to say that was a wonderful conversation. I go back, I watch it, and
I
I've
did
shared
too.
it with a lot of folks. It was just a
Yes.
lot of gems that I felt like we were vibing. And it's interesting because when I was thinking about communities, we met in a community that was forged online. And so Exodus Summit, I have to shout them out and shout out that very large community because that is what brought me to meet you. And
Yeah.
so that is a powerful community that
Mm.
during COVID, I would say I found my way to that group because folks were packing up and thinking about really how to live a life of ease and not work
Yeah.
as hard and be, safe and be in community. And so that Exodus Summit community was like, it's been really great because there's so much community there. And I don't really
Yeah.
know folks, but I'm seeing them, I'm following them, I'm listening to their stories, I'm going to their workshops. And so it has been great. It has been great. And so I
Can
would
I just
love,
say something
yeah,
about
please.
the Exodus community?
Yes.
So it's so interesting because you said it's a powerful community. It's also changing lives. I mean, it is life altering. When I
Hmm.
found the Stace, it was actually Stephanie Perry who I found first,
Right.
and I connected with her when she started talking about boycotting winter. That morphed into,
Yes.
okay, taking a sabbatical.
Yes.
That morphed into, okay, let me get my residency.
Right. Right.
And so the community is phenomenal. Am I freezing?
You did a little bit, but that was just like a moment.
Okay. Close all my windows. But yeah, I just wanted to co-sign
Yes.
your breakdown of the Exodus Summit community, because if you're looking for a community, that's a great place to start. Let's just say.
Listen, absolutely. We don't have to wait to the end to drop the gems. Go ahead and find Exodus
No.
Summit. And they're gonna move from Facebook. I know a lot. I know we'll jump around because that's just what we do. A
Right.
lot of folks find community on Facebook. And I know a lot of people have some feelings about Facebook right now, and they're moving to different platforms. It is at least, and I honestly am not a big Facebook person. I took a course and therefore I had to get on Facebook. I don't have any friends, so to speak. Everybody invites me, but I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
I
Yeah.
see everybody inviting me, but I am able to get on and at least join and follow threads
Right.
and also post. So you can be on Facebook and not really be super active. If you can be as active as you want. I am just there kind of lurking. I think that's the terminology. And then
Right.
if I
Right.
find something, I'll send a little, put something in the chat, but I'm not doing any heavy Facebook, checking on a regular
Engagement.
basis.
Right.
Not really.
But they also have a YouTube channel. So you can go to Exodus
Yes.
Summit on YouTube if you don't
Yes.
currently have Facebook, because they are moving. So I
Right.
don't even know if right now is a good time to join the Facebook community. Well,
Right.
unless you're looking to take action
Right now.
soon. Yeah.
Take action soon, which of course
So,
they would say is you need to be taking action soon.
right.
Like what you waiting for, sis?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So I'd love
So,
to start out with what does community mean to you? How do you see this in your stage in your life?
yeah. So community for me is life. I mean, it's I don't see a world where community is not valuable
Mm,
and important. And that has been since childhood. I'm not going to
right.
take you through my beautiful, long, drawn out childhood, but I will say growing up with in a family of five, the only girl, community started with me from like Girl Scouts, right?
Mm, mm,
If I needed to find sisterhood, it wasn't
right.
happening in my house.
Right.
These were the days when your parents weren't your friends,
Yeah.
right? So my
Right.
mama wasn't my sister. My
Right.
mama was my mama.
That's the truth.
um, and my brothers were the typical rough sports playing, jumping off of
Oh
windowsills, like things
gosh.
like that type of
Right.
brothers. And
Right.
so the m- first real impact, I would say, outside of family, right?
Right.
w- I think started with the Girl Scouts.
Right.
And then that led into other like National Council of Negro Women Juniors,
Mhm.
NAACP Juniors, things like
Mhm.
that. So community started out at a very young age. We also had the church community. We had,
Right.
the Sunday school community. So communities have always been a part of my life.
Mhm.
Um, it has my view of community has definitely expanded
Mm,
because of where we are today, right? So
mm,
community is not necessarily your physical space, the
right,
people you're around in a
right.
physical space. Community is more about mindset and
Mm,
access. And access looks so many different ways today.
wow.
So that's the beginning of community for me. But for now, my community runs deep, girl.
Listen, I love that. And I love that you said that. I think a typical saying is that communities where you live and it's the people in your neighborhood and all of that. And so a lot of people prescribe to that. A lot of people, their community is their local, whatever that
Right,
is for them. But it
right.
definitely is much bigger, um, for sure. And
What did
so,
I want to use the saying, I remember like on social media, this saying that Candy Burris from Escape said. It was like, I'm worldwide, right? My
right,
community is worldwide. So
right.
that's exactly, no matter where I am in the world, my community is worldwide. And that is the blessing. I mean, that's the beauty of today, right? With all
Yes,
the ills and the bad things that social media plays a part in,
right.
this is one of the most beautiful things. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's wonderful. Let me just say hello to who's in the chat. I'm gonna say hi to Miss Marley. That's my daughter. Thank you, Mar, for
Oh,
being
hi,
here.
Miss Marley.
She's always here. She also said there was no delay. Don't worry, ladies.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
I
And then my
appreciate
sister
that.
Beryl. She said, Kim, thanks for mentioning the Girl Scouts and the church.
Oh,
Yes, that is
yes.
everyone's.
Yes.
For many of us, that's our first community. Definitely
Foundation.
the church. If you're raised in a black family, most likely your first community is absolutely your church home, your church family. That's who you know.
Right.
That's and your extended family, right? That's the
Right.
community. It's like you go in the next door neighbor, that's auntie's house. Whether she's auntie, blood
Auntie or
auntie,
not.
auntie or not, you going to auntie's house. That's it. Oh my
Right.
gosh. Can you talk a little bit about what has nurtured you and made those various communities, especially your broad ones, now feel like home to you? Because you named three different spaces right now
Yeah.
that you are navigating, and what makes them feel
Yeah.
like home and you connected to that?
Okay. So if we're talking about community of the ones that I run, so to speak.
Yes.
Um, okay, yeah. So for me, it all starts with the foundation. I look at communities kind of like family, right? So who
Mm.
are the parents of that community? what where, who are the um ones leading this community?
Mm-hmm.
And what are they exemplifying? Like, I'm all about authenticity, right?
Mm.
I don't need perfection. You can make mistakes,
Right.
but you have to be authentic and you
Right.
have to be true to the culture.
Right.
No explanation needed.
Right.
Or at minimum, you have to be an ally of the culture.
Right.
And so what makes a community feel like home,
Right.
um, home is very special. So very few things I can compare to home. But what makes a community feel safe for me
Yes.
starts with the foundation and who is running that community. And like I said, what is their overall objective? And if you are exemplifying things that I believe will push the culture forward,
Mm-hmm.
will help to educate, then like let's the Exodus Summit, right?
Yes.
Exodus Summit feels like a safe space. It feels
Right.
like a place that I feel comforted
Right.
because we know Stephanie and Rashida,
They about that.
listen, it's black women or
Oh,
bust, right?
oh, bust for them. Or
So
bust.
and they have exemplified that for years upon years now. And
Yeah.
so that feels like home. I'll just give one more example. I literally every Wednesday have a investing community for the past 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And we meet at 7 o'clock every Friday. I mean, excuse me, every Wednesday.
Right.
We just got off. And one of the sisters in that community, her daughter she's in the Navy. She was on a ship out
Right.
where things are happening right
Right.
now.
Right. Where it's
She
not safe.
just she just got out a few weeks ago, but she can be called back anytime within 2 years.
Right.
And so we were there also pouring love. Now, this is an investment community,
Right.
but we were there pouring love into her, giving her like it was some joking, like, can she get pregnant like right now? Like we try
Can
can
we
she get
keep
a
her
job
not right? Not to even be
get a job
called
in
back.
Canada?
Oh
Like
my God.
we were brainstorming how to
Right.
keep her safe. But
Right.
again, this is what safe spaces and home feels like. It's not
Right.
just about what we're there to learn about, but
Right.
also about, know, people helping each other.
I love that. And I feel like you downplaying for sure your community that you have created because I peep in many Wednesdays and your Kim with the gems be on fire over there. I'm like, ooh, okay. Especially when you have your finance series going. And it's just,
Yeah.
you have a wonderful way and you have absolutely, created a community where folks feel safe and they show up on a regular basis. I hear you talking about folks and be like, hey girl, where you been? Wait, and I'm like, oh, she knows exactly who you know exactly who's in the chat when you show up
Yeah.
authentic for your own people. So I appreciate you identifying that in others, but it's
Thank
it's
you.
you. It's you. You give
Thank
that
you.
for sure. You give
I
that.
appreciate that.
So what how do you think or how have you been able to create community outside of, say, New York, when you're in a space like Mexico or even South Carolina? I mean, that may be home, away from home, but it's
Yeah.
still not the same as the regular folks that you're used to being around. And so how do you cultivate those communities when you're in those different spaces? How do you do that?
So, okay, let me start by saying I don't always cultivate the community. Some communities I become part of, right? I seek
Mhm.
out community.
Mhm.
I seek out community that aligns with my morals, my goals, my
Right.
passions, and I will get in where I fit in, right? I come to be of service. I
Right.
come to form friendships
Right.
and learn things and
Right.
offer things, right? And so when I'm out of the country, most of the communities that I'm part of are formed by other people.
Mhm.
Now, I do well, I won't say every year. For the past couple of years, I've done a scouting trip to Playa del Carmen,
Right.
and I will host a small group, and I emphasize small group because the one thing I am positive about is that the larger what they say, more money, more problems, more
More
people,
money,
more
more
problems,
people,
right?
more problems. More people, more problems.
So
I get it.
I like to keep the group small, and it's all designed to bring people who are like-minded, right? We're not
Mhm.
out till 4 a.m. twerking every
Right.
night, right? That's just not our story. And I'm not saying that's a bad story. Like,
Right.
I have nieces and little cousins that they
Right.
couldn't go
That's
with
what they
me, or
do.
they'd be like, right, that's right. Um, we're out to explore cultures where
Right.
we want to explore places that bring us peace and
Mhm.
harmony and good vibes and positive energy. And yeah, we may go to a club and we may have some wine or some
Why
shots.
not? Why
But
not?
we're responsible. We're responsible. So when I'm away, I tend to engage with communities that have already been developed in those
Right.
areas,
Right.
and I seek them out. And it's a beautiful social media in that area is a beautiful thing. Guadalajara, the community that I was able to tap into,
Mhm.
and I was right outside of Guadalajara. I have videos on my channel about the
Right.
communities in Lake Chapala and Ajiji of Black people that, are like-minded
Right.
and come and love on each other and support each other. The same with Playa del Carmen.
Mhm.
I will say, you have to be realistic that communities will change. The people in the communities will
Right.
change,
Right.
and you can't be scared of that.
Right.
You can't think that's a bad thing. You just have to have the expectation that some people that you were cool with and hanging out and developed these great friendships
Right.
last year may no longer be there
Right.
the next
Right.
time you go, or they may pull back on community for whatever reason.
Right.
So, saying all that to say, when I'm away, even in South Carolina, so let full transparency, my parents are from where I am right now.
Right.
So, and let's just say my father had 17 brothers and sisters.
So you with family.
Listen,
You 17 brothers and sisters?
I
Yeah.
have to hide from community. How about that? I have to be like door closed, car in the garage, pull
Cousin, listen, the cousins are coming.
what?
The cousins are coming. They
I
here. They know
let
you
you
here. Oh
down,
my
girl. So yeah,
gosh.
here South Carolina is a little different. Like the family is the biggest
Right.
part of my community.
Right.
But and however, I also when I'm here, I engage with there's a whole well, I don't know if they're I don't think they're having it this year, but they used to have a Gullah Geechee festival
Yes.
that
Yes.
I would attend and learn more about the culture and traditions of Gullah Geechee
Mhm.
community. Um, Also, I will go to like I'm scheduled to go to this botanical gardens called Brook Green Gardens in Myrtle Beach.
Mhm.
Well, Myrtle's Inlet, I think, but right next to Myrtle Beach.
Right, right.
Um, and so I will find people who like to do the things that I like to do and, experience that way. And then meet people along the way and hear
Right.
their stories. Yeah.
Right.
So I hope I answered that question.
You 100% answered
Okay.
the question. Partly you said a lot because one, you said you
Yeah.
seek it out, and you said you will find the people. And so it also speaks to who you are and your personality. I don't know if you would label yourself an extrovert um at all. I don't know if
I'm
you
a
would.
Gemini.
Oh,
I'm a Gemini. I have
there it
both
is.
extrovert on one shoulder, the introvert on the
Introvert
other.
on the
Yeah.
other shoulder, right. And so,
Yeah.
I get that you are finding it. I know this is going to sound simple, but where are you finding folks? Like, how are you finding them? Like, when you say I seek them out, are you like, are you on Eventbrite? Are you? No, I'm not
Listen,
joking
that's
because I have used Eventbrite. I'm not. I'm just
yes.
gonna say it for real. I had a course. It was interesting. One of my professors in our graduate program for the doctorate program said, I need you to seek out a cultural event that is not of your own culture. And I need you to find people that you don't know.
Mm.
And so I didn't know what to do. So I literally went on Eventbrite and was like, cultural events in the, Upper West Side or cultural event. I swear. And I was like, that don't make no sense. I was like, that maybe that's not a good place. And then I
No.
was like, cultural events in this area, and there was
Mhm.
a gentleman who was doing actually some Asian history, and he was talking about
Love it.
arts and music. And I brought two of my girlfriends, so I was like, I don't know what this is going to be, but we went. But I literally found some free event that I could write about, that I could interview the guy for my paper. And so I was like, well,
Right.
okay, that's a way. It wasn't costly. I
Right.
read the description. He had done this event before, and he was running a program in which he was collecting data for his doctorate program. So he was running these cultural events to
Love
bring
it.
together. I was like, this is wild. But
Love
I
it.
literally
Love
went
it.
on Eventbrite and looked for something and started with cultural events, and picked a different
Yeah,
culture.
I 100% co-sign Eventbrite, even though they need to update some of the stuff they have on there.
Right, right, right,
You'll think you're signing up for something that happened 2 years ago, no
right,
longer happens anymore. But
right.
one resource I will give anyone so I'm a huge cultural event person.
Uh-huh.
New York City, I tell anyone who will listen, as much as I love to travel, New York City in the summertime is my absolute favorite place
Oh,
because of the cultural events.
right.
And timeout.com is an
Is it?
amazing resource when you're looking for cultural events and free events. A lot of these, so a lot of people don't know. I posted it. I posted on my YouTube channel. I want to say it was a short a few weeks ago. There's a Japan Fest that happens a
Right.
few times every summer. Well, from like April through September or October
Mhm.
in New York. And the top Japanese restaurants come take over a street. The one I went to was down by NYU. And I think they have it there a couple times, NYU. Now, it is so packed that if you don't get there early, the best food from the best restaurants,
Right.
because
Or
they,
gone.
sell out early, but it's a
Right.
free event. Um, you'll find people from all walks of life, people who are there solo, people who are there with their
Right.
families, people who
Right.
come from, other countries to
Right.
attend it.
Right. Wow.
And so yeah, it's for me. I don't know if the question was, so the question is, how do I find them? Is that
Yeah.
what you were
Yeah.
saying?
How do you find them? How do you seek them out? Because you definitely find them.
I sure do. So if it's different cultures, I will say timeout
Mm-hmm.
in any city, in any. So the
Absolutely.
thing I love about
Absolutely.
timeout is that they have this platform in most major cities across the world,
Yes.
right? So we're not just
Yes.
talking the US. So
Yes.
timeout is one of my favorite um places to go. If you're traveling, Airbnb experiences
Yes. Oh
is
my gosh.
now listen, I will say this. People are upset about the one of the founders or co-founders of
Right.
Airbnb and his political statement. Let me
Right.
just tell y'all this.
Say it.
I do believe in boycotting. I do. Like, I haven't been to Target, ordered from Target since this whole thing went down.
Right.
But I have used WhatsApp, and I will continue to use WhatsApp. I have used Airbnb
Right.
because Airbnb is pretty much the only option
Yep.
in some places, unless you want to stay in a hotel.
Right. And spend all
Um,
that money.
exactly. So use your power to make a statement and a
Right.
stand when you can. But similarly, I also know family members that Target is the only place near them within a 15-mile radius where they can get their kids' clothes, they can get the home items.
It's
And
true.
so I'm not judging anybody for
Nope.
what they do unless you do it and you're just like flippant about it and you don't care about it.
Right.
So when I say use Airbnb experiences, listen, an experience is going to cost $35, $25. Like, pick your battles,
Listen.
basically. And if you are looking for exposure, the other thing I will say, by time we expose as many companies that are on the other side,
Right.
child, you'll
Right.
be sitting home all day chewing your fingernails. Like,
Right.
you won't have many options. So I just had to make that caveat, but I will still recommend Airbnb experiences if you're out of the country and looking for culturally relevant things to do. I also believe, like in Playa del Carmen, there's a double Dutch community.
Yes.
Black women just every Friday meeting up, jumping double
Jumping
dutch.
double dutch.
How about that?
Oh yeah.
And
I
so
love that.
I found that through networking in Playa del Carmen. Like,
Right.
just talk. And I think that a lot of us, well, I'll let you get to some more questions because I don't want
Yes,
to,
yes. No,
you
no,
know,
no.
go
Well,
too far in
I'm just gonna
advance.
drop
So,
in through networking because that is key, and that is something that we don't do a lot of. Um,
mhm.
we think, oh, I'm too old. I'm not going out to do no networking. Listen, you have to do some networking, especially if you're in a new space. I
Yes.
totally want to co-sign time out. Time out has been like my go-to already for Thailand. Already, I am
Yes.
finding
I
so
love
many
it.
things, free things, very
Yes.
like affordable, and all kinds of like areas to live in, foods to try, top restaurants, Michelin stars, all kinds of stuff. So
Yes.
I 100%. And listen, that Airbnb experience, I will just say that me and one of my sorority sisters, we were in Canada, and I think I told you this. We were in Toronto for the inauguration, and we had an Airbnb experience in which we did a food tour, and we went to
Hmm.
5 different little food spaces, and it was so good. And it was a small group. It was like maybe 5 of us. We had an amazing time. So she was like,
Yeah.
"How did you find this?" I was like, Airbnb. We were already staying at an Airbnb, and I just put in
Yeah.
Airbnb experiences, and so there was so much. Oh, I see there's somebody here from. Hey,
Oh, hey,
Kim. Hey,
Angie.
How are you?
She is one of the VIP superstar members of
Yeah.
our Gym Nation family. She is a gift. She will be featured on my channel as soon as she gives me the green light, too. But she
Okay.
has an amazing story to tell as well. So, hey, LJ, good to see you.
Hey, LJ. Glad to have you. Glad you came on over. I love it. Ooh,
Yes.
and let's see. Errol said, community for me is truly a sense of belonging. Time out is a great resource. We can't say it enough.
100%.
If
Yeah.
you are an introvert, you can be safe with time out. You can find something. You can be
Hmm.
alone, but out. you can,
Right,
you
exactly.
can
Alone,
just,
but not
but
necessarily
not
by
alone.
yourself, right?
Exactly, but not by
Yes.
yourself. Because a lot of people who say to
Yeah.
me, "Yo, I'm kind of like, I don't have your personality. I'm not willing to just go out there." Listen, the one thing I do know is you cannot be in a new place or even in your home place and be isolated. That is like one of the number two killers of folks
That's what I
as
was
they
gonna
get
say.
older and they are
Yes.
isolated and not in community. So, what we can't do is not be out, not have that brain muscle moving, and not be in community. We can't do it. So, you got to figure it out and you got to push through.
One thing. Yeah. And I just want to add one other thing. Sometimes I don't even like, can you hear me?
Yes, I got you.
Oh, sorry. I don't even like using the word networking because it has such
Hmm.
a elite business connotation.
Right.
But do yourself a simple it's a simple practice. Just Google the definition of networking. And the
Hmm.
first thing that comes up, it says the action or process of interacting with others to exchange
Mm,
information and develop professional or social contacts.
that's
And
it.
so, what I am committed to doing this year is taking some of the words that have caused some type of anxiety and
Mhm,
fear
mhm.
in our community and just simplifying them. Just interact with people. Just interact. If you don't, if networking gives you some type of, pause or anxiety, just start interacting with people
I love that.
and you'll see exactly the difference that it will make.
Yeah.
Most people are good. Most people are good. So,
Most people are good, and it
yeah.
helps to break down the isms and the ish that people have because you now
Yes.
meet someone, you're like, "Oh, wait, you're from Iran? Oh, wait,
Right.
you're from I've never met someone from there. Oh, wait, yep,
Right.
I'm from the Bronx, and you've never met someone from
Exactly.
there, right? And so it
Exactly.
changes how you understand, you know, people. Not that you can make a full generalization, but you start to break some boundaries in your own mind about what it means to know of someone and have a different kind of respect for that person. Oh,
A
okay, look
hundred
who's here.
percent.
Hey, Tracy. Yes, that's who we were.
Oh,
We were at the food tour together.
I love
Yes, and we
it.
had a great
Thank
time.
you, Airbnb experience.
Thank you, Airbnb
Yes.
experiences.
Hmm.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
hey, Yvonne.
oh,
Oh, great
girl.
job.
I'm so glad you
Listen,
watched
can I
that.
uh, can I just say, you have to email me the details on that suitcase, child. I
Let
know
me
it was a Mother's Day gift, but I need the details. I like the way
listen.
it closed up. I love the way you packed. That was an amazing video, child. That was
Listen.
amazing.
I could not believe that I got all that stuff in there. Listen, it's the same damn dress. I'm still wearing it. Uh, but I
That was a great
literally
video. Thank you,
took,
Eva, for that.
thank you,
Yeah.
Yvette. Thank you for that. Because, honey, I was like, how am I going to get 7 days? How am I going to get 7 days into this bag? And the bag is, when I tell you that, I call them girls. That girl can move.
Oh,
That girl
wow.
moves like she's getting on the plane without me. I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute.
I love it.
It was
I need that in
great,
my life.
great. Yes. And we have Cynthia.
Oh, hey, Cynthia. That's
Oh,
another one of the
yes.
Gym Nation OGs. I
Yes.
love it.
Yes. It is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is the gift. So I would love to know. Tell me how you feel. And I know, do you believe in digital communities? I know you do on some level, but
Hmm.
it's a whole new it's a whole new outlet. And I know
Hmm.
some people are like a little bit turned off from it, but any thoughts about joining digital communities or being a part of digital communities that you would just share for folks?
Yeah. So let me just say this first. I always liken new things to when you think about our parents, right?
Mhm.
When they first heard us coming in the house rapping, talking about hip hop, they
Yeah.
wanted to all send us to boarding school, right? What is
They
going on?
they were done with us. They were like, "What is that?"
You're going to church tonight,
Right.
and then you're going to boarding school tomorrow. Like, I
Yeah.
have released myself of trying to stop progress, right? I
Oof.
have released myself of trying to believe that change is not going to happen, drastic change. So if you think about, listen, when I was first born, when I was growing up, one of the reasons community was so important because, again, like I said, me and my mom were outnumbered. There were three men and, well, two boys and a man in the house, and me and my mother. So sports was on all the time
Right.
on the big
Right.
TV. We had one
Right.
big color TV in the living
One.
room, right?
One.
I had a 13 or 11-inch black and white in my bedroom,
Right.
right? Now we got 75 inches, 57 inches,
Right.
65 inches at
Right.
minimum in every room in our
In
house.
every room.
Change, everything must change. Nothing
Mm.
stays the same.
Mm.
So get it out your head that we are going to continue to just be in community the way we used to.
Right.
Schools, and especially 2020, has hastened that, right? I know college kids that only go to one live class a week but live on campus.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you meet my daughter? Did you meet her?
No,
Had a
I
whole apartment. Oh, she gonna be mad. I'm telling her business. Had a It's my business because I pay.
hey,
Whole
exactly.
apartment, living on
She ain't got
campus,
no business.
taking the whole semester online. I was like,
See?
well, why we gotta be all the way up there? Because she needed to be with her community, right?
Right,
Her people,
exactly.
her friends. But she didn't want to deal with that mess of education as we know it, right?
Okay,
Nope,
okay,
nope,
yeah.
not really. So it's good as long as I don't have to go there. Can I do it online? It's a different
Listen,
thing. It's a
10
different thing.
years is not going to know about how we do things
Yeah.
today, because in 10 years it's going to look completely different. Hell, in
Right.
5 years it's going to look completely different. So
Right.
saying all
Right.
that to say, I have released myself from getting mad at change. Do I love everything that's happening? Absolutely not.
Right.
But I'm
Right.
learning about
Right.
everything that's happening and how I can amplify my life and the life of those I love and my community. So, do I like the new way we are in community with each other? So, through the social media
Right. Right.
platforms, it's not my first choice. I'm a people person.
Right.
On the days I'm a people person, I'm a people person.
I love that. You
Then when the other
clarified. You
side,
was like, wait, before I say this.
right. Then when the other side hits, then, I'm not so much. But saying all that to say, I do appreciate the access. I do
Yes.
appreciate the
Yes.
speed in which information can be addressed, can be responded to. There's many things that I appreciate about social media, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I also let me tell you what I love about communities in South America and Central America. When I go out to dinner
Right.
or lunch, you look across the restaurant, you're at the beach. The only people on your phones are the tourists.
Ooh.
The only people that are engaging with
Right.
technology are the tourists.
Wow.
Most of the people in the countries that I've been to, so like Colombia, so
Yeah.
every place that I've been to, I don't want to name them, but the Latin, Hispanic, mhm, South
Right.
America and Central America
Be like,
communities,
yes.
um, they know how to continue to engage one on one,
Right.
personal conversations, no need to take pictures. They're enjoying the moment.
I love
One of
it.
my dear friends is Dominican,
Ri-
from Dominican Republic. Went to go visit her family. I don't remember one time that anyone picked up the phone to take a picture of me. Now I'm the
Right.
only Black American. She had to translate everything that was going on
Right.
at her family
Right.
event.
Right.
But nobody was there. Oh, can we take pictures? They weren't taking pictures of each other. It was all food,
And
laughter, lots
yes.
of drinking.
Listen, food, laughter,
That
and fun,
listen,
fun, fun. They can get
fun,
it.
fun, fun. They love some Brugal rum out there, boy. They was
Ooh.
going through them bottles. And just communing with each other. And
Right.
so that is my preferred way to be in
Nice.
community.
Nice.
But I see the tide shifting, and I'm getting less of that the online
Yeah.
community. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. That's my look on my thing about it. I'm just gonna use it because these are the times we're living in. Like, we no
Listen.
longer listen to records on the record player.
Right.
We no longer listen to cassettes. We
Right.
no longer watch DVDs. Like, we just have to accept, appreciate, or you
Right.
could boycott it. Like,
Right.
that's your choice. I choose to accept and appreciate. So
I love that. I choose to accept and appreciate, and I feel like I wasn't sure. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, I don't know. But as soon as I decided to take a class that was online, or as soon as I
yeah,
decided to learn how to do YouTube online,
yeah,
and I was like, well, I'm all in now. I'm
yeah.
in it. Um, and
It's
it's
a
been
choice. You have to make the choice.
it's a choice, and it's a choice that has opened me up. A lot of people like will text me and go, "Well, how do you know so and so?" I'm like, "I don't. I sent them an email. We got on the phone. We chatted, and so
Right,
now I know
right,
them, but I don't
right,
know them, but I see them,
right.
and I have, you have your people that you follow. I
Hmm.
don't know if you're familiar with the app Expat. Is it Expat? Oh my god,
With
I
the
go.
X and the
Yeah, with the
PAT. Yeah,
XPAT.
I'm familiar.
You're right.
I'm the sister from Portugal.
Yes.
I forgot her name, but yes.
Yes. Yes. So
Very
I
familiar.
started using, is that Blacks at Global? Does she use expat? I wonder if it's
No,
Blacks at
well,
Global.
she uses it, but I forgot the sister who created it.
Okay.
The sister created. She has
Oh,
a short haircut.
I know. I
I
think I
can't
know who
remember
you
her
are. I
name.
think I know who you're
Yeah.
talking about. Well, I started using that app because I was doing my research on Portugal. Because when I leave Thailand, I'm gonna be in Portugal. I'm going.
Right.
I'm going this way to get that
For
way.
those who forgot.
For those who forgot, I'm on my way. I'm going this way to go that way, but it's all
Right.
good. And watch in 2 years, I'll be like, girl, I love it out here. But I had winds up going on expat, and what I liked is that folks were sharing not only information, they were sharing information about the country if you were coming
Hmm.
over, and they were even saying like, oh, here's a resource. There was a lot of resource sharing in there. Um,
Hmm.
if folks were, I don't know, looking to do something in their local town, they would say, hey, I'm trying to sell my couch, you have an idea? And
Right.
some people were like, oh, I'm from South Carolina, I'm from North Carolina, do you can try these
Yeah.
things. So I loved the sharing. That's what I noticed, that in the
Hmm.
digital, not that that doesn't happen face to face, but in the digital space, I feel like folks are there with intention, or at least trying to be with
Hmm.
intention, and doing a lot more. And maybe I have been fortunate enough to come into communities in which it hasn't been a lot of crazy. It's been really a lot
Hmm.
more support than anything. So that's been really helpful
Hmm.
to see. Okay, we have some
Yeah, I
feedback.
agree.
Hey Kim, I've been here the entire session, but I couldn't chat. I love this discussion because as we progress, we in life we need to expand. Yes, girl, we need to expand our community and what it looks like. I appreciate that. Oh, okay. And Tracy says, "Oh, she uses Meetup app."
I used to years ago. I used Meetup.
Oh,
I forgot there was an app because I used to
I
use
forgot
like
about.
the website.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
forgot
That's a
about
good
that.
one.
Yes,
I have to
that's
collect all
excellent.
these and put these in. I forgot about that. To do a lot of group
Yeah,
outings and cultural activities. I love that. So
yeah.
talk to me. Is there a way, or do you have a routine or a way that you keep in contact with your folks as you are moving from space to space? How do you hold on to the relationships that you have and that you're like, okay, I'm gonna be here now for a few months and I'm gonna be back. What do you do to keep it all connected and alive?
So let me just start off by saying this, because I always have to level set, right? As
I
you
love
ask
it.
that question, um, reason, season, lifetime.
Mm.
There are people that come into your life for a
Say
reason.
it.
There are people that come into your life for a season. And there are few people that come into your life outside of family members, right? For a lifetime. Accept it, appreciate it. And don't try to hold on to everyone and everything. Take the lessons,
Ooh.
learn from the lessons, and enjoy time with new people.
Right.
So, how do I keep what was the exact word?
Right.
I don't want to
How
mess up
how
your
do you have
wording.
any rituals or ways in which you keep the connection to those sister friends or to those folks that you have that have been in your life? But I actually think you've
So
answered that. But I'm gonna let you expand a little bit.
so also understand my closest friends have been my friends since third, fourth, fifth, sixth grade.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's my core foundation.
Right.
Those are the people that know me like nobody else. Those are the people that I will go to the grave with their deepest, darkest secrets,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
Um, and those are the people that I trust will probably be around for the lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else that I meet that's new, I have no expectations, right?
Mm-hmm.
I let the creator, I let the divine, and I let our energy dictate these relationships. So I have no worries about holding on to, right?
That's
I have
great.
no worries about when people disappear. I pray, I keep people that I really met and adore in prayer, right? Or that have been really
Mm-hmm.
um so I always, say, "Oh, I haven't thought about so and such in a minute. I
Mm-hmm.
pray that her and her family's okay." But
Right.
no, when you are in a lifestyle that includes international global travel,
Right.
some of these relationships are fleeting. A lot of the
Right.
relationships are fleeting. And I shouldn't say fleeting, they're seasonal.
The seasonal. No.
They're seasonal. So when I'm in Mexico, like this time, child, I met so many new people once
Mm.
again. But every time I'm there, I meet new people.
Okay.
There's very few people that stay
Right.
for years upon years. There's
Right.
people, especially since 2020, everybody thought they wanted to leave and they
Right.
wanted to
Right.
get
Right.
out, but then they realized, okay, I need a job, I need to make some money. This lifestyle, me doing yoga on the beach is not sustaining me, for as long as I thought it was. And that's no
Right.
dig. That's, what people went to initially do.
Right.
And so I every time I go, I meet new people. From some of the people, let me shout out Cece from High Vibes Player, who is
Okay.
Miss Playa del Carmen, and she does all the social activities. There's a brother, I can't think of his name. It's like Arden. I can't, he does line dancing
Okay.
every week. Like, I am one of those people that I'm okay. I enjoy the time that I'm with people. Let's
I
just say
got it.
that.
I got
And
it.
then we all have, if you see, let me show you how many. I know there's people mad at me. I have 158 unanswered WhatsApp messages. How about that? Um, because you can't keep up with everybody. You can't keep up with every
Right.
conversation. Every conversation you're not supposed to be part of or into, especially the group chat. Some of those can be
Oof.
draining on
Right.
you.
Right. Right.
Everybody's not going to love everybody, so there
Right.
may be an argument that you get looped into.
Right. It's like, ooh, I don't want to be in that. Right.
Exactly. So I let it flow. Basically, the overall answer to the question is, when it's other communities, I let it flow. When it's my communities, I let people dictate when it's time for them to exit or bounce, and this community no
Right.
longer serves their purpose, or they've outgrown it and they launch their own community, or they take a break and come back 6 months or a year later. No harm, no foul. Like, reason, season, lifetime.
I love that. I
Yeah,
love, and I'm just typing. I let folks make the decision of how they want to interact.
exactly. And
That
be okay that it's not personal sometimes when they disappear. Like, know that
right.
everybody has to navigate this world, this
Right.
life, the
Right.
ebbs and the flows of it, how best they see fit.
Yeah.
And Never think, because I hear sometimes, oh, um, 8 months and they haven't engaged in the WhatsApp community. Well, do you know
What's going on with them?
what their life has been
Right,
like?
right.
And let me also preface this, like the Four Agreements book, please read
Yes,
that. It will change your
yes,
life.
yes. I,
Never
I,
take anything personal. So that's one of the agreements. And so since me reading this book 20 plus years ago,
yeah,
this is how I move in the world. And so I recommend people who have FOMO or have abandonment issues and things
right.
like that, pick up a copy of that book, start applying the principles, and you'll be okay. You will be okay.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that the reason, season, and lifetime, that's the mic drop for me
Yeah,
for the whole conversation, because the folks who are going to be in your life, they're going to be in your life. It doesn't really matter
yeah,
where you move to. If you're coming and going, they are solid. Your relationship is solid. And you shouldn't have to worry about that. The seasonal folks will be
exactly.
that. They will be seasonal. They
Right.
will be seasonal. And then there's the reasons. And I have to say, there are many times I am I am an empath. I do like to collect. I do
Oh,
hold on. That's who I am. And so
I can
when
see that.
when folks are like not responding or have like kind of like, I go, gee, I wonder what happened. What did I do? Was it a me thing? And my husband's like, it wasn't a you
Mhm.
thing. It was just a
No.
time thing, Davia. It was what it was. When you had it, it was strong, and now
Yeah.
it's different. It's not even bad or good. There's no value to it. And so I, even in my 50 plus years, I'm getting
Hmm.
there to say it's okay. Um
Yeah, because you will waste time. That's the thing. We don't want to waste
ugh,
any of the precious time that we have been blessed here on
yes.
this earth to
Yes.
enjoy.
Yes.
And I do know I wasted a lot. I would go to homecomings and run into my
Right.
freshman year
Yes.
roommates, and we're supposed to get together and plan this
Right.
trip. And then another year goes by and we don't speak. And then, oh no, this
Right.
time. And you can get caught up. Well, they wish they should have called me. I
Right. Right.
told them, well, and that's just
Yeah.
wasted time because the love is really there, but life be life and child.
Life
Life be
be
life
life
and people,
in.
so it's not, it's 90% of the time, maybe 95% of the time,
Right.
it's not personal. So,
No, it absolutely isn't. And I will say, no matter where you land, you can find your tribe. They are
mm-hmm,
there.
mm-hmm.
Before I got to go to a what do you call it? Uh onboarding and meeting some of my folks that I'm going to be working with. And I only had like
Yeah.
8 days, like 7 days there. But on that last day, I have found Adventures While Black, and I'm gonna shout them out because they have an amazing community. And on that last day, on my way to the airport, I went to an Afro fusion, meet my people. They were taking over a little club and they had a little Afro jazz night. And I was like,
I
I'm
love it.
going. I had my bags at the hotel lobby. I said, I'll be back in an hour. I met sister who plans it, and she was like, "What are you doing here now?" Because we were in communication by WhatsApp,
Oh,
and I said,
okay.
"Well, I happen to be here before August," and she was already like, "Oh, I know you were supposed to be coming in August." I was like, "I'm here now." She was like, "Let me introduce you to some people." She introduced me to two sisters. They exchanged WhatsApp.
I
Girl,
love
if you need anything,
it.
I said I just needed to come and see that my people are here, see you, meet you,
Yes.
and now I'm going to the airport with my little sangria in hand out the door. I was like, I'm gonna be okay. So
I love
it
it.
was
Oh my God.
awesome. It was like literally the party was like from 10 to 2. No,
Okay.
10 to 2. My flight was at 2 a.m. And so I was like, I'm gonna
Oh,
go
so you
from
to be
11 to
to
12.
12.
And
Yeah,
then I'm gonna
right,
go,
right.
and then I'm gonna go to the airport. It
I
was
love that.
it was exactly what I needed to do.
And especially when you think about leaving the communities that you have
Yes.
already established, right, in the US. And not saying leaving for
Right,
good, but
right.
leaving while you're doing this next phase of your life. You have to build
You
communities
have
other
to build.
places.
You have
And
to
you
build.
can decide how often you engage, right?
Right.
I know people who have literally gone to another country in order to finish their master's degree because they
Yes.
were away from the distractions. But while
Yes.
there, they built community with other people doing master degrees or doctorate
Absolutely.
degrees or whatever.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
Absolutely. People go
so
away.
congratulations.
Thank you. They meet their folks, and I'm not gonna hold you, but this is my last question.
Oh,
If
sure.
you had to give one piece of advice to someone looking, someone who's starting fresh, someone who's moving, someone like me, maybe, um,
Oh.
what would you give them about just, doing this thing and creating this community and finding your tribe?
Okay, so you know I'm a level set, right? But
Of
first, so you
course,
said you're an empath,
I am.
which speaks volumes. So this I have the right response for you, and then I'll get more general. But can
Yes.
you just tell me also, do you consider yourself an introvert or extrovert?
Oh, I'm an
Or
extrovert.
somewhere in the middle?
I'm
You're
an
extrovert?
extrovert, and that saves me.
Oh, child, that's what I was about to say. Okay, so so as an let me phrase it like this. There's one of my favorite songs that whenever, I won't say whenever, but sometimes when I feel heavy or anxious,
Mhm.
there's a song by the great poet Erica Badu, Bag Lady, right?
Yep.
Just, girl, pack light. And I don't mean luggage. You said you like to hold on to things and
I
people.
do. I do.
Pack light. Leave all of those. Now, I'm not saying discard them,
Right.
but leave all of the expectations that you may have on what community that you leave behind should look like. Like, leave that. You don't need to call people every day, every week. You don't need to email people every day, every week. Girl, I told you I got 158 unanswered WhatsApp messages because I just need to be in a space where I
Right.
can respond. I'm no
Right.
longer
Right.
in Mexico, right?
Right.
And that's a hard pill to swallow, even though it
Right.
was getting hot as Hades while I was there. But just, knowing the type of peace and tranquility and the people that I left behind, pack light would be my first. And that's for everyone.
Yeah.
Lower your expectations. So I know
Mm.
you asked me for one piece of advice, but
Yes.
since I started out with your emotional type being an empath,
Yes.
just pack light. Understand that as long as you, whoever you're, whoever you call God, your creator, as long as you pray for what you want, focus on what you want your life to look like, just simply sometimes, like, so my prayers are real. Like, I'm not the typical recite what everyone else recites as a prayer. When something is on my heart, I literally take it to God. Like,
Mhm.
so if it's a business thing, God, I'm meeting with this contractor
Right.
today. Please cover me with patience, cover the contractor with honesty.
Okay.
Please don't let him try to hustle me. And if he does, in fact, try to hustle me, please give me the insight,
Insight.
the foresight to know and to properly respond. Like, I ask
Right.
for the specific things whenever I'm feeling heavy. So,
Right.
the one piece of advice, if I had to give anybody one piece of advice, say that prayer to whoever you call God, your creator, the
Mhm.
universe. Dear universe,
Right.
this is a new move for me. I know I wouldn't be doing this if you didn't bring this to me, if you didn't bless me with
Mhm.
this opportunity.
Mhm.
I know that anxiety, I know that fears, and I'm
Right.
just
Right.
talking off the top of my head,
Right.
but
Right.
that's how I would do the prayer. And I love being in community. You know me as an extrovert. I want to continue living in my true, authentic self when I go to this new country. Please put the right people in place. Do like whatever that prayer looks like, do it indeed. Whenever you think about it daily, how often you think about it, and piece of advice, because if those who ask shall receive, and I truly believe that. A closed mouth don't get fed. Like, all of
Right.
these things have been so real in my life
Right.
that I do not want to, I don't want to minimize them. I want to be about that action, like I like to say on my channel. Like, definitely understand that starting fresh does not mean that you have to do things by yourself. And
Right.
when you ask for the help and you ask for the community at the highest level, and then when you're there, you already did it. You showed up at the event with 1 hour before you had to leave to go to your
That's
flight.
it.
You are taking the action. You are talking to people and you are asking for the community and support
Absolutely.
that you want. So we just have to leave fear alone. Know
Yes.
that your needs will be met, but a closed mouth will not be fed. And so I just
Mm.
encourage, I know it's easier said than done for some of us than others who are
Right.
more extroverted, but please don't leave this world without giving it your best. And another
Absolutely.
phrase I like to say, live your life like everything is rigged in your favor. Stop
Hey.
acting like things are not, like everything's going to go wrong. All this news we got going on,
Right.
let's kind of mute that some and just realize I'm going to be all right, and do whatever you need to do to make that come true. So I guess that's the advice that I'll leave you with.
That is amazing advice. And
Oh,
I
thank you.
so appreciate the idea of pray your authentic prayer and say
Yes,
all that you want and be articulate about the details. Don't,
the
Lord, cover me.
details.
No, I want to make sure that I continue to be healthy and in community because that's how I know how to thrive. That's what I need to do my good, to be my best self.
Mhm.
And so I so appreciate that. And I hope whoever is listening, who's looking for community, striving for it, whether they're
Yeah.
just in a new place or they just moved down the street to a new, to a new town, you still got to get out there. You still got to live because it is a short life. And so we got to be in it, or what are we
And he
doing?
wants the best. He wants the best for
He
us, or
wants the
she wants
best.
the best for us. Whatever you call your higher
That's
power,
right.
they didn't put you here to play small.
No,
We are the ones
that's
that
right.
are taking that on, like playing small and don't think we deserve all the things. I know you're the name of your channel is not all the things, right?
But
But
we
we gonna
deserve
flip that.
all the things. We absolutely do. We absolutely do. We absolutely do.
Yes.
Oh, Kim, thank you so much. I would love for you to share with people. I know you have something coming up. Talk a little bit about what's coming up and what you are
Oh,
doing.
yes. So, okay. We're talking about community, right?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
have I have created multiple communities. If you started as a commitment to talking money and finance,
Mhm.
and it has elevated into three key areas where I know from my career. For those of you that don't know, I worked at Essence Magazine and communications for about 20 years and learned the ins and the outs of Black women, Black people, and where we tend to fall short because we don't know what we don't know. So the
Right,
areas of wellness, travel, and finance are the areas that I focus on. Finance being my passion, right? My
right.
passion point, because we are selling ourselves short. And so
Mm,
understanding that, we are launching, well, this is the next iteration of how to basically generate additional income streams using your natural talents.
I love
The
it.
problem is many of us, we have to be like this person, be like that person, do what they do how they did it. And that is not the case. In
Mm-hmm.
this 5-day boot camp plus 4-week group coaching, we are
Nice.
going to help you decode your talent and design your 5-figure income effortlessly. Meaning, we're going to lean into your talent. You heard me talking with Dr. Davia about
Right.
her emotional type. We all have one. Some of us have one, and then a possible, like
Right,
on the
right, right, right. Come on, space
you
player.
know. Then listen,
Come
child.
on.
I love me a good old spades game. We have a
Okay.
spades community in Del Carmen too. But anyway, so most of us
Love
have
it.
one and a possible, and so we help you not only figure out what your emotional type is,
Mm-hmm.
but through an assessment that you get automatically when you sign, you get this assessment. And day one, we're going to lean into what your emotional type is.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to match that emotional type with the type of niches or niches, however you say
Mm-hmm.
it,
It's
that
okay.
you should lean into that will flow downstream, right? It's not like you running up a hill, you'll flow downstream because if you are an empath, there are certain careers that will come now, not careers, but income streams
Income
or
streams, right.
businesses that you could start that will come naturally. The other emotional types are the rock. If you are a rock, you're a person that people lean on all the time. There's
Right.
certain other income streams. Then there's the intellectual, and then there's the gusher, right? So we'll break down those
Mm.
four emotional types, align you with a talent to offer profitable business idea. And on
Wow.
top of that, we will, Andrea, who you see also here in the
Yes.
picture, she is Miss AI Automation Queen. She is going to help you create, which is a digital doppelganger. Some people say doppelganger.
Right, right, right.
Um, that you can create that can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So even if you have a 9 to 5, right, you'll have this automated digital twin
Right.
that can answer on your behalf, respond on your behalf, and then the
Crazy.
last day. So it's a 5 day boot camp. We
Right.
have something scheduled every day to help you lean into your talent. And then on that fifth day, we'll show you how to design your 30, 60, 90 day offer that can
Nice.
get you to that 5 figure income. I'm going to tell y'all, it's not a secret. Y'all gonna need other streams of income. Let
Oh,
me
you
let
better
me just
listen. Say it.
let
Say
me
it.
say one more again for the
Say it one
people
more.
in the
Say
back.
it for the people in the back who don't,
If you
who think they're gonna
have
keep
not
showing up.
if you have not read that project kit
2025.
2025, let me just whisper one more time. People like this,
Right.
women are going to need multiple streams of income. Let me also tell you now, you see how warp speed they're doing things? Don't wait. Don't say you got all the time in the world to
You
create
don't.
these streams of
You
income.
don't.
You need to be financial future proofing now. And so this was the urgency of us putting this course together.
Yes.
After the 5 day boot camp, we take the week of 4th of July off, and then weekly for 4 weeks, we'll come back with group coaching where we will go through the meat and bones of you designing
Mm-hmm.
your business, because we know the
Mm-hmm.
5 days is just a more of a
Right.
higher level. This is how you do it, but we want to make sure you get it done. So the
Yeah.
4 week coaching, weekly coaching is where we'll help you get it done.
Yes.
And so I just want to also let you guys know, if you're listening to this live through Juneteenth, which is third, have added to our discount for this audience only. If you use the code tribe, um, you'll get a 10% discount. That ends on Thursday though.
That's
So if you
right.
can sign up, there's different payment options. So you can go onto the bit.ly decode
Code.
bit.ly bit.ly slash
Right, right,
decode
right.
2025. Read more about the 5 days and what you'll get. And then yes, this iteration is only for women. Now let me just tell you, I'm not just about women, as y'all know. I
Right.
love my brothers, child. I'm
Right,
not
right.
trying to leave them behind. I
Right.
need them on the front lines,
Right, right, right.
helping through this chaos. But for this iteration, and we're keeping it small, we only really have four. As of this morning, we had four. I met with Andrea this morning. We have four spaces left. So we're keeping it small because you're getting one-on-one attention. And
Right.
so we hope to see you there if you can, leave for women. And hopefully when we bring it back after the summer, we will open it up to a larger audience. So
Nice.
of
Nice.
us.
Right. And
So
so
yeah, so hopefully you can join us starting June 23rd, which is Monday.
Nice. And
8
if
p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
8 p.m. I was about to say, tell us the time, 8 p.m. And if they're not able to come one day, can they watch a replay? Is there,
yeah.
or do they need to
So
be there live for each of the days?
no, we understand people have lives. So what and things may happen. And we are going to keep the boot camp. We're going to try to keep it from to within 2 hours. So 8 to 10, no longer than the
Okay.
2 hours. And that's why
Okay.
we're keeping it small. So
Right.
we currently, I think we're only trying to do 15 people. So I believe there's 4 spots left.
Nice.
Um, and so you can watch the replay. Here's the kicker though. Because the boot camp is literally, it's about, you have to take action. You will have 24 hours to watch the replay because we are, one day leads into the next, leads into
Right.
the next, leads into the next.
Right.
If you have a special circumstance, you can email me the email information when you sign up. You'll get that. Will, if you need to extend it a little bit more, but the overarching flow is we go live, we go over the program. Soon as that video is rendered, we email it out. You have 24 hours to catch up on anything you may have missed.
Right. Right. Right.
And then we repeat day after day. So, yes, so you don't have to be there every day live, but if you can't make any of the days live, then this may not be the session for you.
Okay. So there's a
Yeah.
question about, will the course be offered again later in the year?
So, this is what I'm saying about everything later in the year. The second half of 2025 is going to look very different than the first half. I am making no promises and no commitments. We rushed this kind of, I won't say rushed it because we just came off another course, the Maximize Assets Grow Abundance course, but we
Right.
needed to get this out because again, if you're not paying attention to
That's right.
project 20 and 25 and their goals for the first 180 days,
Right.
we are at 162, 163 days, and
Right.
they have kept their
Markers.
word.
Right. Right.
Listen, they have kept their word on
Right.
what they have planned. So, are we going to offer it again? We can't answer that just yet. Just it would be nice if we can, but I'm concerned about where we're going to be 4 months from now if you don't start already.
Right.
Meaning, you will be behind the eight ball. We are trying. This is a proactive. Oh, some of you may have been in the Job Liberation Summit, but
Yes.
this course is really designed to be proactive versus reactive.
Right.
This course is designed that if you just got laid off, out getting laid off, if you may get laid off because of DEI or federal concerns, or if you know somebody in that
Right.
space, we need to get you ready for the second half because the second half is really where you make the most of your money as a most small businesses
Right.
make the most of their money because it's leading into the holidays and
Right.
all of that. So you need to plan now. So we don't know is the answer. The short
Right.
answer to your
The short
question,
answer.
if right, if everything's serendipitous for the rest of the year, then we want to come back.
Right.
It may not be we may not have time to do it. And if you look at some of the videos on my channel, the shorter videos, the last two, you'll see how Andrea talks about
Mm-hmm.
this is not PhD getting time. Like we don't
Right.
have that type of
Right.
time frame. This is, people
Damn.
like, oh, now I'm gonna just go back and get my
No.
PhD. Oh, really? Okay. So
That's a
yeah,
5 year, 3 to 5 year commitment. And we're not talking about that. We talking about being in action, especially I will just say this.
yeah,
I'm gonna speak for myself. Took my course with Stephanie. I took
yeah,
my course with Rick and Halisi. And I
yes,
said, I'm starting, like their challenge was about get started 30 days after you finish this course. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And I just was like, okay, I'm just going to do it. Like,
right,
I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to try. So
yeah,
at some point, you can't continue to think. We love to think about it and mull it over and talk to someone. And if something is stirring in you, go ahead, because it's only going to offer you insight to help yourself move in the direction that you want to be in. All I can say is to everyone, be in action. Whatever that is for you, be in action. That has been my word for this year, has been intentionality and
yeah.
to be in action on no matter
And
what.
before you let me go, I just need to add one thing.
Yes.
The only way we will survive as a community is not just thinking about doing things, right? Not just thinking about having money and saving money. It's having money and saving money. It's making money. Money is unfortunately, I won't call it the root of evil, but it is definitely what this country is based on. It's the only way you're going to get a plane ticket out of here. It's the only way you're going to be able to get your kids, to college or from point A to point B. We have to be more intentional and conscious. And I like to give this example. There's a reason why Beyonce did these back-to-back tours. Beyonce never went on tour this quick before.
Back to
She
back.
knows what's coming. She knows what's coming. There's a reason why Janet Jackson has been on tour for the past
I
58,
know. I'm like,
59 years
why is she
old.
going on tour again?
There's a reason why Usher went from Las Vegas to Paris to another state with
Right.
no breaks in between. This did not used to happen. Now,
Right.
I know we had the shutdown, but people know what's coming. The people at the higher ups, the higher levels know what's coming. They are stacking their papers and they're future proofing
Yeah.
their finances. And this is not a game for me. And so that's why I had to interrupt. I'm sorry, I don't want to be long
No.
winded.
Listen, I
And I
listen.
don't care if it's this course or another course. Find you a community and course that will help you start to create streams of income now, because you're going to need it. And that's all I'm going to say about it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
No, listen. Listen. And there's a set community out there doing it. You're not doing
Mhm,
it alone. You're doing it in
mhm,
community. You're doing it with
mhm,
other women who are about it. So I'm
mhm.
excited. I didn't really know this was happening. And then I was on something else that you did. I was like, wait, what's she doing? Oh no, let me get that. I was like, oh, so this is perfect. So this was for me, this was perfect. I appreciate you, Kim.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much,
Thank you,
Dr.
everybody who was
Davia.
here. Yes, girl. Davia. The hard. You know that hard. Not the
And
Davia. It's so funny. I love it.
can I just give you your flowers too?
Thank you,
Because
sis.
I know I said I'm not going to be long-winded, girl. I'm gonna let you go. But I just want to say to you, by being in community is how we met each other, right?
Absolutely.
So we walk the walk, we talk the talk. It's like, it's not easy to go places
Right.
by yourself, right? I came by myself, you came
I
by
came by
yourself.
myself.
Turns out she knows somebody. I'm telling you, she knows somebody who I met in Playa del Carmen
Right.
2 years ago,
Right.
who knew somebody who knew my friend who came to visit me in
Right.
Playa del Carmen. They're part of the
Crazy.
same sorority. Like, our communities can be so powerful and so impactful. And I am so thankful for the travel community, which
Yes.
introduced me to you. I send you nothing but prayers and
Thank
God's
you.
blessings and mercies on this new adventure.
Thank
I will
you.
be following you along the way. I may be
Good.
visiting you along the way.
Come on.
And when I come back to New York, we're going to have to meet up and toast
Yes.
out before you head out. But I
Yes.
just want to say thank you for your
Thank you.
commitment to trying to help our community, our people as well, because we're going to need it. We needed it before, but damn if we don't need it today.
We
So thank you so much, Dr.
thank you,
David.
sis.
Thank you for having me on your channel. And
Oh,
thank you
thank
to the
you.
audience and everyone who tuned
Yes,
in.
thank you, everybody. I'm so, so thankful. And I hope you all are going to be in action. And I hope you all have found something really useful in our conversation. Share with another sister. Hit the like button. Please subscribe. I'm growing my channel. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. A little cheers, but I didn't finish it all. So cheers. Terrible.
Oh,
We
goodness.
are terrible.